Welcome back. We just finished the gun fort, and now we can move into the gun fort shrine, where we can drop down here to get some spirit emblems, and then grapple back up here. And there's actually a mini-boss coming up. The good news being it's an extremely easy one. You can kind of hear him in the background right now. There he is. The bad news is I don't think there's a good way to get a stealth kill on him, and he's got 2 health bars. The good news is he does a multi-hit combo with his 2 long claw-like weapons on his hands that are very easy to just mash that guard button and deflect each and every one of them to quickly build up his posture, and then sometimes he'll follow it up with a low sweep attack that you jump over. And that's all he does. So just sit there deflecting all of his attacks, occasionally jump over. Sometimes he might push you into a corner and you might want to get some distance by jumping over him. But other than that, it's an easy fight. I'm gonna see if I can get a stealth kill on him, but I don't think I can. Nope. So this is what I mean by wedging me in a corner. But that's what it does. There's the sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a big one. And then you get him. You just do it again. And you get some yellow gunpowder and your 4th prayer bead. And a skill point, in my case. I'm gonna go ahead and turn in those prayer beads for the next prayer necklace. And then we can continue on. Come back here, get the item to the right and the one in front of the shrine for another shinobi prosthetic tool. We can open this door with the gun fort shrine key, which we should have gotten earlier. But don't go any farther. Instead, turn around and drop down this hole in the floor. Because you can crouch down and make your way underneath these floorboards down a tunnel to the right. But on the left, first is an item. Some more yellow gunpowder. We can come down here, and before we get too deep, you want to make sure you've got the shuriken equipped, and either your red gourd or some dousing powder, as we're about to come across some small centipede enemies like the mini-boss, and they like to throw fire all over the floor. Luckily, they die very quickly to a chasing slice, so this is where having that skill is important, because they will backpedal and throw fire at you. And if you hit them with a shuriken and follow it up with a chasing slice, you can close the distance real quick on them and make quick work of them. Before all that, though, there's going to be a gecko or 2 on the way. So crouch down over here. Let's go to the left. The right is just a dead end. And we're going to grapple up to the right here. One more time. And down this tunnel is literally crawling with geckos. So just take your time and snipe them with the shuriken. If you're not sure if you've got them all, you can continuously hit the lock on button as you slowly work your way forward, and you'll lock on to one of the geckos, because I can still hear them. There they are. To get this divine confetti. Now we're going to move back to here and grapple up to the right. And down here, there's an item, but there's a room with several geckos on the wall and the little centipedes I mentioned. So to the best of your ability, you want to drop down and take out the geckos, and then turn your focus to the centipedes. So there's a centipede, there's one of the geckos. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. See, they're starting to throw fire. There's another gecko right here. I'm waiting for them to die down so that I can get a drop on one of them. At least take out one. There's 3 total. Can I not drop? No. Alright, so I'm gonna try to just jump across. And then with locked onto him, I'll do this and chasing slash. Ignore the burn for a little bit. Heal up. So wait for the burn to die down before you chase after him. Which is never going to happen. So what I'll do is increase my fire resistance and then go for him. And it's all worth it for a free prayer bead, though. And some contact medicine. Then we can come back, and you want to... where is it? There it is. Grapple. Up and up. We're heading back to where we started. And continue along this way where we can find a Mibu Balloon of Soul. Somewhere, there it is. There's a way to get back to the sculptor's idol. So rest up. And then we'll move on to the Sunken Valley Passage. Again, make sure you have your shuriken on. And now for an interesting part. We're going to try to make our way across the bridge, but as you might notice, that's not going to go quite well. So, what's going to happen is we're going to end up dropping down into this lake at the very bottom here, and we're going to want to swim as fast as we can, sticking to the right of the lake to try to get to the other side and avoid this guy. because this happens. So we want to go to the right, swim quickly, because he can jump at you. But if you come around to the rock, then you're going to avoid him. Or her, I'm not quite sure. And from here we can make our way through into the tall grass. Hide if you think you need to. Yep, there it is. And notice they're missing an eye. So slowly kind of swim underneath to this cape. And then don't worry about that. Try as he might. If you want, you can use this sculptor's idol to warp back to the Gunfort Shrine. Make it back to the top, and then you can make it over the bridge for a snapseed. Or not over the bridge. You can explore the lake, where there's a snapseed and some man-eating fish that you can kill for experience. And we're, saving up 5 skill points. So we got a ways. But I'm not gonna bother. Now we can grapple all over the place. Get this adamantite scrap. We're really getting some of the high-level upgrade materials now. And make it into the Sunken Valley Passage. So now, yes, we got monkeys with swords. Luckily they have very little posture to speak of. But that one's going to drop in front of you. And as we go forward, you might even see one way off in the distance there. There will be monkeys with swords and rifles that we need to be able to take care of. And there's several items to speak of down here, including that with the monkey guarding it, that we can drop down on and kill. There's some snapseed for us there. Monkeys will see you from quite a distance, and he will start bailing. But don't chase after him, because there are several monkeys along the way poised to ambush you, including that one over there. Just kind of let them be, let things die down. Now we can... Yep, just ignore him. He'll run away. He'll keep trying to bait us. But don't be fooled. Instead, we want to come up here to take care of this one. Of note, they also get stunned by shuriken, because, or by firecrackers, because they're beasts, and are very susceptible to the shuriken. It was like, somebody sees me. But he's way down there, so I'm not even going to worry about him. I'm going to worry about the 2 monkeys over there. And the item down here. So we can grab that. And take care of these guys from afar. You can sneak up behind him if you don't want to waste a shuriken, but I don't want to risk it. So now with that, we want to come across here. Notice there's grapple points everywhere, where there are more monkeys underneath us. Again, waiting for an ambush. Along with, if I'm not mistaken, a Nightjar Ninja or 2. So try to get the drop on them instead. Yep, there's one of them. So we can take care of that. There's another one. take care of him. Then you want to just drop straight down and take care of this one. Which will obviously alert that guy. Which you can get rid of easily. Pick up some contact medicine. Crouch down again. And then we want to jump up here for some spirit emblems. We can come down here for an item, but be wary. The monkey to your right. And another one down there. This is another way down into an area that we're going to be heading to much later. So for right now, come back. Do a series of grapples to get back up here. And then we can head to an extremely difficult portion. So, if you saw, we have several monkeys just waiting for us. So let's equip our Shinobi Firecracker. Make sure you do the spring-loaded version to get that 360-degree action. And notice there are not one, not two, but 22 monkeys. Just wait. You can get the drop on at least one of them by doing a plunging death blow, by getting back up there the long way. There's the Nightjar ninjas. You can sneak around and backstab the black one that emits fire. And then backstab the other one. Loot them. Come get this. Alright. So I'm gonna slowly head to the edge of the cliff here. Switch over to the firecracker. Try to get the drop on one of them. And here we go. Whirlwind Slash is going to be a great friend. They got rifles, they got swords. Get some space if you have to heal. Don't be afraid to try to kite them around. Stop hitting me when I'm trying to do the firecrackers. Run. There we go. I've stunned several of them for quite a long time. Alright, stop with the sword. Alright, now we gotta heal. Just be constantly moving. Heal. Try to identify and take out the rifle monkeys first if you can. And with all of them dead, you get monkey booze, which is another form of sake that you can give to Emma the sculptor or Ishin Ashina to get some story. Collect any items they dropped. Heal up if necessary. And get the item in the back. In addition to that, there's an item down here, and on the other side of the ravine, there is, I believe, a sugar. Then we want to climb back up. Climb back up. Climb up to the statue. Hop on over. And use this large rope that you can jump to cross and then grapple to the next sculptor's idol and a menacing looking boss. That is actually the third major boss of the game, or fourth, sorry. So rest. Before handling that guy though, there's a sugar down here we can get. At least I think it's a sugar. Nope, Mibu Balloonasol. Okay. So now we have arguably my favorite boss in the game. Not necessarily my favorite boss fight, but just one of my favorite characters. He is a beast, as you can tell, so the firecrackers help. And this is going to be a fight of health. We're going to try to get his health down as much as we can. He likes to jump around, he likes to swing, and you can deflect almost all of his attacks. He has a low sweep that you need to jump over. And he has a perilous grab attack that you can see coming from a mile away when he lunges at you. Just sprint away from him. We're going to be doing a lot of sprinting around during this fight. The things to keep in mind are ironically, his butt attacks. He's got one where he literally throws poop at you and can poison you. And he has another one where he propels himself with a explosive fart that builds up poison. So with those, you're probably going to want some antidote powder ready, just in case. I'm going to be using Akko's sugar to make that damage a little bit better. And you'll see what I mean with all of his attacks as I fight. Another thing to note is he actually has a sword in his neck that you can sometimes use to grapple to and pull off a grapple hook attack. So let's give this guy a try. Do this, and he takes a minute to turn around, so you can actually get like a whirlwind slash on him. And there's the sweep. It does that, and then he'll slam on the ground when he does that uppercut. That's a good chance to get some attacks in after he's done swinging. He just goes ham. Just stay here blocking. Sometimes you will stun him, and you can get off another whirlwind slash. So here's where you can run, and there's the chance. There's the fart. And he's gonna throw dung. Just keep running because it tracks you extremely well. There's the grapple. Yep, I saw it coming. So let's run away, get some healing on. Oh, he's gonna throw, and I got hit. So we can heal up. Ah. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you, don't be fooled by his 1 health bar. He does have a phase 2. Ow. Jump up, heal up. Yeah, that downward. Slam. Try to stay on him because you don't want him to do the ranged poo throw. Just take it patiently. Flips over on his back. Again, don't be fooled. He's about to... No. Run. Heal. Block. Block. Do a slash. Jump. Whirlwind slash. Whirlwind. We almost got him. Run out of there. Keep running. Block. He's gonna do this again. Again, don't get greedy, even though you know you've only got 1 hit left. Just be patient. Pull off the death blow. And the shinobi execution. And then quickly switch your antidote powder over to some pacifying agent. And I can explain why. Even though we just cut his head off, he's going to respawn and start causing terror, which is going to be a new mechanic for us. Much like burn or poison, it's a gauge that builds up. However, unlike burn or poison, where when they fill up, you just take damage over time, if terror fills up, you die instantly. So make sure you have your pacifying agent ready. And he's going to take up both the sword that you just used to decapitate him and the decapitated head itself. This is where the boss gets bizarre, but in my opinion, easier. He's going to do specifically I think it's 2 sword slash, that if you can deflect both of them, he will raise his sword high up in the air and come crashing down. And if you can deflect that, that's going to be the one we want to deflect. You can then use the loaded spear to rip out a centipede from his neck that deals massive posture damage. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to turn into a fight of posture instead of health. So get the loaded spear ready, get the pacifying agent ready, and here we go. The only other thing that I can remember him doing is he'll lunge at you and do a sweep with his sword. If you kind of run to the right, you can get around that attack and get a couple of hits in. So let's quickly buff up with... Switch to the loaded spear, buff up with the Ungo's sugar, and get ready. So he can also jump and do a sweep attack. And that's what you want to run away from, because that's how he builds up the terror. When you see him bring his head up to his neck, you will run. And there's that lunge attack. So you want to block. Okay. So block, 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 block. He's very, very slow. Up, run. Attack. Block. Ow. Now you can hit him with the spear and then drag it out. Hit the shinobi tool twice, and you will deal massive posture damage. Block, block, and then this is where he'll raise up, block. And if you can do that, then you can spear and spear, and you pull that out. So that's the goal. We love it when he does that little forward stab. I'll point it out when he does it. If he does it again. Not that. Nah. Running away. So right here is where you want to get really good, because then you can hit him and drag him. Again. You have to hit the shinobi tool twice to pull it out. Once is just for stabbing, the other one is pulling out. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm not far enough away. That's the best move. Because if you can deflect those... If you can deflect both of them... Oh. Run. Oh. This. Block. 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 Then we can spear. See how much posture damage that does? Let's do a little bit of running away now. Okay. And remember not to get greedy. Run away from that. Oh, crap. Just be patient. And we get him. Pull off another shinobi execution. bring him down for good. And get another trophy. And you might be able to hear from that sound that there's more where he came from. But you get the memory, and I believe our last shinobi prosthetic tool. Which also made me just realize that we never turned in the other one we got after the last mini-boss. So there's a Guardian Idol here, but before you activate it, or you can activate it, but before we go anywhere, come back behind the cave that the Guardian Ape was sitting in front of for the Lotus of the Palace. Whole reason we came down here. That is an ingredient for the scent that we're going to need to make it to the Divine Realm. So with that in hand, switch back to my healing gourd, take a much needed rest. Ah, we're so close to getting the skills we want. We just need a few more experience. That's alright. Enhance attack power. And we're going to travel to the dilapidated temple. Turn in the last of the prosthetic tools. See if there's any upgrades we can do. And I believe if this is indeed the last of the shinobi prosthetics, then there's a trophy in it for us. A little hint about how the sculptor knows the slender finger we just got. But fit the divine abduction, which is a strange one. It can counter attacks and turn the enemy around so that you can hit him in the back. And the finger whistle, which acts as a ceramic shard. So perfect. It can save us the trouble, and then we can sell those ceramic shards later if we need to. And we get our first silver trophy. And now that we've got all the tools, perfect, we can upgrade the double divine abduction, which lets you spin somebody around so their back's facing you, and then spin them right back around so that they're facing you again, which can really throw them off their guard. But I need 400 for that, which means I need one light coin purse. And then let me look. After that, we're gonna go for the Mountain Echo. So we need 2 of an upgrade material that we haven't even discovered yet, so more on that later. Let's come back. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do real quick. Where was... yes. A good place to farm for experience is always the upper tower antechamber, because you can just kill one of those samurais in the back, which I'm going to do real quick just to cap out my experience since I'm so close. Let's get that guy real quick. Go ahead and loot him. And now we can get our next skill. Breath of Life Light. Next up is the Projected Force right here, which only costs 1, which is awesome. Then travel back to not the Guardian Ape's watering hole, but the Bodhisattva Valley. And we'll take a break here, and when we come back, we'll head down towards that poisonous valley and head deeper into this area. So until then, stay safe.